Good morning,
Oh,
everybody.
okay. Good morning, good morning.
Yeah, we only got 5 minutes left.
Yeah. Perfect. Let's get into some of our top watches. If you haven't checked out our Twitter yet, our top watches are on there. But let's dive into it. First one up, AFIB. We got a nasty chart here, but we're gapping up nicely pre-market. The highs are in the 140s. And we have a breakout on the daily over 103-ish. From that, yeah, you got that candle. So, just looking for the break, the confirmation of the ones, which is what it seems to be doing here pre-market. We'll see if we get that at the open. It keeps holding up, but just looking for an open price, VWAP, hold and reclaim, or reclaim. Just looking for the failure to break down and for it to come back to retest the mid ones, just for a quick snipe. After the mid ones resistance, we really got some in the 170 area. So just keep those areas in mind if this is a mover and you are in it and it's holding up in the mid ones, if that's where you're entering or whatnot, know that right above in the 170s you got some resistance. So AFIB, what's the news here anyways? 1 moment. Agreement to fund strategic growth private. 8K, we're selling some part devices to Medtronic. Seems like decent news, could be fluff, maybe not. We'll just follow the reaction and the price action, the momentum of the play. So, yeah, now we're getting to 130. I really would like to get into the 120s, just seeing this consolidation pre-market. Yeah, so we got some solid basing here. And now we're starting to uptrend. We'll see if we get that continuation to the open to head higher. Next up, we got VIVK. Way off the highs. Probably not even gonna really watch this now that much. Up a lot here in pre-market. We had 470 break. I thought it was all-time highs. I didn't see this on my charting. I don't see all this, but we got 470 after that. In the 7s, we got resistance. It's way off the highs now. I'm not really sure. Could be an open price play, but really just looking for that key level of the 470s to really break. So it still has a ways to go now, but there's other better plays for now. But when I was making my watches, updating it this morning, it wasn't bad. It was holding up in the 4s. Just thinking if we keep holding up, grinding back, we confirm the 470 area, and then we'll test the pre-market highs. But so far, that's just not shaping up. After that, CYN. CYN play of the day yesterday for me. Just looking over, we got this solid green candle for screen day here, and it's just uptrending, making new highs on lower volume still too. So volume hasn't really exhausted itself yet. Just looking for a continuation of this move. Really, it just keeps uptrending. We're breaking key levels. Broke the 260s, 270s yesterday. Now we're facing mid to high 3s here, and low 3. Just the 3s in general just have a lot of resistance going on here. But once it breaks that area, next up isn't really till the mid to high 4s. So this one could be something nice. Didn't even get through all my plays. We'll see how this reacts. It is green or red right now, so just watch out for that. Just come back for a red to green move, which is lined up with the previous high day break as well. NKTX display.
Yeah.
The T is the hard one.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
The ones in the middle.
Okay, here we're just looking for a multi-day bounce play. Looking for a retest of the 18-19 area. So like usual, this one might be my top play. So like usual, let it develop, create a range. Once it breaks the high of that range, that's the entry point. So now just a waiting game on this one, letting it develop. but that's the play right now, and it is my top watch.
Yeah, when I saw this was I would go.
I think this is my top watch.
It reminds me of just like
This one is
CYN, and then there was another one too. What was the other one that kind of set up like this?
I forgot. Oh, I did have CSOM before on my watch list, but that ended up reaching what I wanted pre-market, and combining that with it not having any news and the market conditions we're in, where we're not really getting massive continuations from pre-market gappers, just gonna ignore that one. It's way off the highs now. Not way off, but it's off the highs. You wanna go over that one, Jared, just real quick? CSO, I'll put MKTX on my laptop. C caution. COSM. So yeah, I was looking at it yesterday. Look at my plan was for a 210 after hours high break, but ends up doing it here pre-market. If you go to the daily chart, it's got resistance in the 280s, right out of the watch list. Is what I was talking about. So combining that, it's reaching the level I wanted. It's up a lot in not the best market conditions, and yeah, just there's other better plays. This one just seems to be overdoing it, and with no news, this seems to be a better ignore. So yeah. This thing wants to move here. Oof, I was getting worried this thing was just gonna keep going. Nice, so entry will be 778, 1778, 1780. If it comes back and holds up in a few minutes, that'll be the confirmation that this thing will want to go higher, and I'll be aiming for it to get to 19 to 20. CYN coming back to red green pretty much. That was a potential play.
VIK and VIBK holding so far.
Right, it is. That's the only one that is kind of holding up. I did notice that. Up about 10% from open price.
But also holding under VWAP.
It's holding around it for now. Trying to figure out what to do. What's the open price? 304. Yeah, it keeps holding 3. Yeah, that could trigger a possible move for a solid bounce.
There's like a lot of selling going on.
But right now, a lot of selling. Gotta be patient with this.
They're really sucking in shorts. And if it starts breaking that high of day, it's 3 like bullish indicators for you. One that's holding 3 open price and a whole dollar. Plus you get VWAP and a high of day break on like at the same time. Plus all the shorts that are in this right now that's selling and it's still, you know, holding 3 really well so far. Not really the dip you'd want to see.
So good. As long as it comes back.
Yeah,
Good.
no.
Keeps holding red green.
That's something I don't really look at as much.
What do you mean? Which part?
Red to green moves. Or just as that level in general.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of forget about it. I always just think about like open price.
CYN. Started to go green. Tapped it for a moment. We'll see how the selling here comes through. If this fails to get held down, we'll have, like I said, a nice previous high day break lined up with the red to green move.
I'm watching VIBK pretty closely.
And KTX come back.
I really like how this is holding up. It's holding 3, holding open price of 303, 304. Got a lot of selling, a lot of shorts in this right now.
Let's see what CYN is still doing. Just saw that one. Your scanner. Yeah, that was a misplay. There it goes. Down.
Ripping.
Yeah. 370 high day 406. That was a nice call right there. We'll see if it continues. But wow, that's what I was looking for.
So I did take a starter just now. 349, basically 350. Like the volume that's coming in. Like how it's perking above VWAP. And we're going to start testing high of day. So just a small starter. Which so far looking like a fake out. See if we can finish green here. Nice, a little higher though there so far. We're having a hard time getting through that high of day. Here we go. New highs. Perfect. Let's see if it can just hold VWAP, hold trend. Keep making higher lows and then really squeeze shorts. Nice in the 370s now. Trying to test 380 there. I just want to see how we react to 4. Here we go, and right through 4, just like that. Good morning, T. Fletch. Up about 17% right now. I'm gonna see how this dip holds, see how 4 holds, and see if we can't get a new high of day. Selling in little pieces, small size. I'm just trying to get my confidence back, get my groove back a little bit. I'd like to see a push here. One more leg up to sell into. Yes, sir. Indeed. I used to work construction, and it would kick my ass. Kind of breaking my back, just doing all that every day for so long. I say so long like I'm so old, but I've been doing construction since I was like 13 years old, so it seems like forever to me. I am 28 and I stopped last not even a year ago, probably like 5 months ago, and so I switched over to I work part-time valet, and I trade full-time, even though I'm not making great money in trading yet. Just trying to give it everything I have, give it all the time I have, without being dumb, and I still work and I still pay my bills, and I'm not in any debt or anything like that. I'm not using any savings or money that I shouldn't be touching. Let's see if we can get to new highs. Thank you. You'll be even more impressed with Fatty. He's younger than me, and he's doing much better. He's my Lord and Savior. He got me into trading in the first place. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. He's the smart young man. Trust me. Come on, let's see new highs. 420s. I want to see those mid fours. Up about 18%. Still looking for mid fours though. And yeah, he's great. And he's here every morning with me. We did the live streams together, so he's usually killing it. The plays he's calling is on point. He's the man. And you'll know why soon. You watch him and watch him talk and watch his thought process and mindset on things. You'll be very impressed, especially at his age. So I'm not going to get freaked out over this dip. Like I said, I'm super small size. I want to give this, be patient as possible with this. I'm not going to get freaked out by any dip, especially these dips on lower volume right now compared to the buying. But as long as this holds 350 VWAP, love to hold the rest of my shares. Because one thing I struggle with is patience, and so yes, I was up roughly 20%. Cannot complain with that. If I had any size, I would have locked that in right away. But since it's such small size, I know I always sell too soon. I want to be a little bit more patient with this. I do think this can get up to mid fives, where that pre-market high was. Yeah, I do the same thing. I think about what I was making in construction, and the fact that you can make that like that here trading. If you're smart and if you're consistent, it's such a great side hustle, and that's all it's been for me. It's just been a side hustle, and with construction, it made it so difficult to trade that it was nearly I felt like it was nearly impossible to really grow my account and make it work. Just not being able to be on my phone, out to different job sites, no service. It was really difficult. And then coworkers would get upset because here we go, new highs. So close, come on. Coworkers would get upset because I'm talking more about stocks than I am about work. So good morning, sir. Definitely don't like this little fake out. But I've made the mistake before to where one candle can, like this would make me nervous. It tried to broke to a new high there, but then it came right back down. A higher volume bar, but like you just said, yep, it's holding trend, it's holding VWAP, it's still holding that morning high of day. There's no real reason to sell. Or, to get freaked out. Because I've done that before to where I'd see a candle like this, like a little fake out, try to break the new high, it gets stuffed. It's a big selling volume bar. Make you a little nervous. Sometimes little dips like that can be hard to hold through if you don't have patience. but it's all about sticking to the plan. Yeah, for sure. That's why you can't think about the money. You just got to think about the process, the trade, the pattern. As long as you stick to those, you stick to your plan, you'll be good. And then once you're consistent and confident, then you can start sizing up. That's when the money will start coming in. But you have to be consistent and confident. Fatty, welcome.
Hi.
I've been praising you over here.
Oh, really? Thank you. I had no idea. Nice. You get into this one, you had a good trade there?
Yeah, I was up roughly 20%. I've sold the majority of my shares. I only have 25 shares left because I'm trying to just be patient and let it ride. But so far,
Bless you. NKTX holding up.
yeah, my
See how
best
you
my best sell was only 408.
Not bad. Just close to the highs. Decent calls from the watch so far. That's nice to see.
What? NKTX? Ooh, yeah, NKTX is
holding up.
holding up nicely.
The shit you played was on the watch list. CYN on the watch list. Majority of the top tickers I was watching working out.
Come on, let's get back above 4. Let's rip through high of day. I don't want to sell because I feel like this could be a place where you would add.
You're still in?
Yeah. And if this is a place I feel like where I would want to add to my position, I definitely don't want to be selling here. And what I will do, because I do want to watch that other one, put my stop in. Hold 25 shares. Here we go, back above 4.
Yeah, it was nice. You had a lot of selling a few minutes ago, and it still held up. Continue the whole trend.
That's exactly what that's exactly what I was saying.
Nice.
I don't want to add, just I don't know why, but I was saying this is where if I was going to add, this is where I'd be adding. So I'm going to be patient, wait for the bounce like I was before, but this VWAP hold here, this big candle, when it looked like it might start breaking down, VWAP held really nicely. Now we're getting a little perk. We're trying to get back above 4. Volume's coming back a little bit. I was aiming for mid 4s. That's why I didn't sell in here, but I ended up as it was coming up, I was like, all right, I'll take off a little bit. So I want to make sure I sell into strength.
Nice.
Sold half at like 388, the other half at 408. I'm looking for one more push into like the 430s, 440s.
CYN is holding yesterday's highs beautifully right now.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
Same with NKTX. If I keep making higher lows, break that 1778 high, I think we could get a move to the 20 area. Maybe try to break out, a multi-day breakout. because it is still holding up pretty close to its highs. It's held the majority of the gains.
Yeah. This can definitely be another CYN.
Possibly.
Same thing. So we'll see. This could be nice.
FK coming back a bit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be patient. Love that I can do that.
I'm glad to learn that shit.
Come on, baby. Let's get one last push. It wants to go, yep. It's failing to break down. Holding trend, holding view up really nicely. I could have been, if I had any size, I would have been out in that original push. I was up about 20%. But because I got small size for a reason, I know I usually sell way too soon, so I do want to be patient here. But if I get that push to the 440s, I'm selling it because that was my plan from the beginning. So. I'm not going to see if we can get up to 5 or 550, even though I think that we can. If the volume keeps coming in and we keep holding trend like this.
Ooh, CYN stuffed.
Damn.
You have that solid first move, and then can't hold it. Yeah.
That's why you got to be patient. This is a choppy SOB, but
Just setting up, that's
yep,
why.
just give it time. Come on, baby. Let's see 450. Volume's
picking up a bit.
A little bit.
Higher
420.
lows. New highs.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Once we get to that 420, got a big seller there at 420, holding it down. See if we can make a higher low here. Hold 4. When am I ever up 17%?
Never. There's a lot
Never.
of shock still in it.
Being patient.
resistance levels on this?
I'm gonna say 5.
No, daily chart.
I know, but
So it is holding up here, being choppy for a reason.
yeah.
Then we got 470. Oh, I remember, yeah, 470. That on my chart, it looks like 470 is all-time highs. Yeah, might be able to get back up there. We'll see. Right now, it's having a hard time. The low 4s resistance. The volume seems to kind of be fading now. We'll see if the trend could still be intact. If not, that volume fade is not looking great.
So far, nice higher low. I'd like to finally see that push that I'm looking for. I'm cracking under 4.
Now you got a double top, choppiness, resistance level on the daily chart, and fading volume. We'll see if this is a short-term top or a long-term top. But it does seem like it wants to head a bit lower. In my opinion, I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
as long as VWAP holds.
That's the thing. Trend is still intact. You can't ignore that. The trend is your friend. Stick to it. That's what kept me patient with CYN yesterday. Just sticking to the trend. And reading the volume and price action. Now it's starting to look like a shift. So we're selling.
See if it puts in a double bottom. See if VWAP holds.
Yeah, I have nothing. No trades. Waiting for NKTX to come back. That's kind of it. That's all I got for now.
And if this stops me out, oh well. I'm bringing the stop up just a little bit because it's basically the same. It just might help if there's any kind of slippage. So far, I'm seeing a double bottom. If it starts to crack under that, I think the chart's kind of going to be broken. So far, I like the VWAP hold. I like that morning high. That is holding the double bottom.
It is also the only stock that's holding up right now. So everyone's attention really is also on this as well. Everything else is either moving sideways on my scanner here or red. So I think a lot of buyers are going to be propping this up for potential squeeze as well. So right now it's in between a double top and double bottom. We'll see how it sets up now. Really would like to see volume come back.
Yeah.
But
so far this is a lower high. I want to see a nice bounce on volume. Either way, I think I played this pretty well. Good entry. I didn't like my risk. That's why I was sized down so much. Or else I would have liked to take, 250 shares as a starter instead of just 100. Still small size, but right now we're holding the 390s. Come on, baby. Squeeze them shorts out. Drew, you leave the bathroom open again?
Jared, I can't.
Yeah, it's too early to pick it up. Toilet paper. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it.
that was a decent volume perk. Some buying here. Holding that up. We'll see if this ends up being a triple top, how this reacts, but right now it's looking good actually. You got that sell off, but complete failure to break down and nice double bottom. Now we just have to see how it reacts. A lot of selling there. It's looking like it's going to be a lower high with some selling. Now we'll see if that fails to break down.
Looks like it wants to just crack.
You alright? showing some weakness. It's hanging on for dear life right now.
Yeah, it is.
Got an A+ on my
Oh yeah,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Good job.
Drew. Everybody, my brother just got an A+ on his paper. Alright.
So all that weakness is still somehow holding.
Yeah.
That's
I think
really it's just a battle right now. Figuring out what it's gonna do.
I
in
think as
between
soon,
this
as soon
range.
as we get some volume and buyers start stepping in, we're gonna squeeze shorts. But if
of course.
if volume
If
doesn't
the opposite happens,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna tank.
yeah. It's just a waiting game. That's why I sold the majority of my shares up there in the low fours. Just trying to be patient right now.
Right? Like it's going back and forth. It's making lower highs, but it's also making higher lows.
It's holding VWAP.
Trying to consolidate around that resistance area in the low fours. So we'll see how we react to it, because we definitely got the shorts coming in, and if this fails to break down, they'll probably squeeze. Because a bunch are probably sizing up or getting into it after the
Yeah.
nasty pre-market dip and fade there. It ends up holding up, trying to squeeze back. They're thinking no, it's gonna head lower. This is a solid pop to get some more shares into or start a position. And if all those sellers are disappointed, that should trigger a squeeze.
Come on, baby. Come on. Have you met Glenn yet in Blacklist? The guy who works at the DMV?
No.
Oh.
So barely started it.
He's probably one of my favorite characters too. He's just fucking hilarious. Back above 4, there we go. Wait, I was watching this thing last night, and he had this jumpsuit on, and he had it was a competition to keep your hand on the truck to win it, and he had to win it for Reddington. And he's like, I won't let you down, boss. And he's, dude, he's just like the goofiest little dude, but he's so funny. Here we go, come on. 410.
Buyers stepping up now.
I want to see it rip through high
All
today.
that selling that it just had 5 minutes ago, that one candle, that's still not able to take it lower too. So this thing might have some more strength left in it, because it's able to sustain that selling, making a lower high and whatnot, and it's still continuing to make a higher low after that. So I think there is some buyers propping this up here. We might get a squeeze pretty soon. I keep flipping back and forth on this one.
Yeah, it's conflicting.
Right. That's why I'm not even trying to trade it, just stay on the sidelines.
Well, that's why I was buying it at 350. I saw that momentum, open price holding 3, and it was, the dip here, like it had this big volume candle here in the morning, and it was like the same thing that we kind of look at, we noticed, and it really tried to break down, it couldn't, and it was just kind of grinding back up. And volume, like these 2 candles here, super low volume, and then buyers start coming in, volume starts picking up, and I thought if we get a breakthrough VWAP and high of day, and basically that 350 level, that we can get a push back up to like the low mid 4s. And I was up 20%. I mean, I could have taken it, but I know I always sell too soon.
Yeah, but also don't forget, you never take anything over like 10%.
Yeah, that's true. Just working on my patience here a little bit. Sold the majority of my shares. Come on, baby. Let's get through 420. Who's your daddy?
Don't ever say that again. Reaching your goal. There we go. There it is.
There it is. That's what I was looking for.
Oh yeah.
There's the volume. Still probably selling a little too soon.
And that's all those shorts getting out, realizing, damn, this thing's
It's
not
It's not breaking down. It's not meeting their expectations. And when it starts to reverse on them, they're going to have to cover. When they cover, they're buying their shares back to cover. And you have momentum buyers stepping in at the same time. So we love it. It's just a short squeeze. And this hasn't even fully squeezed yet. Had a quick little pop to 450, but it looks like it's getting stuffed here.
3 to 4.5. That's not bad.
Yeah, the overall move.
Because I don't know how much it can sustain the volume it just did. I don't know if that's sustainable. That is a lot of buying. And if it can't keep that up, I don't know how much higher it could go.
I ended up getting a sell at 443.
There you go. Finally, a good trade, huh?
Hit my goals
Hell yeah. Nice.
from 350 to 443. Almost $1.
That's nice.
I never do that. So, small pat on the back for me for finally being patient. Other than that, on to the next one. I need to get consistent. We will all have, a few great trades here and there. We'll all have a lot of bad trades. Can't get overly hyped on the good ones, and you can't beat yourself up too much on the losers. Just got to find that consistency. Stay, don't let your emotions get the best of you.
Yeah, find a system, because you could always find some consistency, but you won't ever really be that confident if you feel that it's kind of lucky. If you don't have a system that you're consistently relying on and executing day in and day out, your next trade you're almost guessing. So find a system too that will help you find that consistency and confidence to really scale up.
And that's how you'll really grow.
Because until then, you're gonna have a lack of confidence. For sure, because then you're thinking, oh, I made this trade. What about the next one? But when you have a system, you're not worried about the next one. You really aren't. You're just waiting for it to come.
Because it could be a loser. That next trade could always be a loser. It could not work out. But overall that your system is profitable, and as long as you trade your system, you're going to be profitable. You have to be okay with. You're always going to take a loser.
Definitely.
You just have to accept that, and you just have to control. How you're going to take those losers. Make sure they're taking. You're cutting your losses right away, and you're taking those small losses. Don't hold in hope. Should always have a plan before entering a trade, and the best traders just are able to stick to that plan without letting their emotions get the best of them.
No trades for me this morning.
We'll probably take a 5-minute break.
I was a little distracted, and nothing besides VIVK was perfect. CYN, missed that one. That was a nice play. Red to green move. Got to the low 4s right out of the watch list. This one was also right out of the watch list. Talked about it early. Was not really a liking it because of the fade, but then once I noticed that it was failing to break down and holding 3,
So here's the watch list.
So at first I was looking for the 470s, but now that we were opening below it, I was gonna look at that as resistance. So I didn't update the update, but at the time pre-market when I was making this, it was holding up at 4, so I was looking for it to get back to the high 4s by the end of pre-market, start of the day, and head higher from there. But we just got a nasty fade, and shorts had to cover. That's what it really seems like. They started covering, locking in their profits. They're all up from the mid 4s, mid 3s, and whatnot. It's right around the key level, and that's what I think held it up. They were kind of squeezing themselves out at first, just covering. So, yeah.
Here we go, right back down to 4.
Right.
For a second, I thought it was gonna
key level, volume exhaustion. Who knows? It still maybe continue trend and head higher, like we were talking about earlier. We'll see if this was a short-term top or long-term top. As long as the trend is intact, but like I was saying, I don't know how much volume this could really sustain. That was kind of the fuel behind this.
Yeah, I think that was that
Some dip buyers coming in and shorts that were in early covering their position. I think that's what held it up. And once all that buying is gone, you see the volume exhaustion, what's left? So, might come back if trend keeps holding, but not for me. I'm not trading this. It's already up 100-something %.
Yeah.
Now it's the higher the better. We have a multi-day bounce pattern. We'll just wait for it to come down, fade off the highs, let shorts take over, and look for the bounce play from there. But besides that, not a whole ton for me today.
We love these first green day gappers. We look for low float, low market cap. Look at the daily chart. You see that it does have resistance here in the low 4s, and that's why it was so choppy. Very conflicting. But it just held open price really nicely. It held 3, and it just kind of failed to break down. And I saw this curling action and it grinding back as volume was picking up. So I took that kind of VWAP reclaim, knowing that it was holding open price as well. Plus you have that morning high of day that it's trying to break, and it doesn't have resistance until the 450, 5. And so I knew that we could probably get back up to the mid 4s, and that was basically just the plan. But it's still a little speculative. I haven't been as consistent, so I took super small size. Sold most of it into strength, let a little part of it ride because I wanted to stay patient, let the trend, let it play out, see how the trend was holding, and finally got that push to 450. It looks like so far that's a top, and sold the rest right there at 443. So pretty decent overall trade, just small size. But really just playing, open price, VWAP reclaim. Always just check the macro chart, the daily chart, look at the, support levels, resistance levels, and then look at intraday, see the support and resistance levels that is set pre-market, and then, market open, wait 10-15 minutes, let things play out a little bit before thinking about entering. So I did wait, 11-12 minutes before buying. I let the chart play out a little bit. A lot of bullish things lining up. But I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I think Fatty's going to take off. And we'll see. I'll come back in 5 minutes. We'll see what else we got lining up. Usually, though, we'll take a break midday and then come back. We'll try to come back for Power Hour. Just give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. so it looks like it's definitely possible backside now.
Hey.
It's a nice bounce play. You basically be buying this high here. It did dip a little bit below, but overall it held that high, and now you're getting the squeeze. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that 5-minute break. Oh my goodness. CYN coming back. CYN starting to pick up.
He's into it again.
What did I say? Drop it. Bad boy. I'll tell you that, just like that, trying to break the new highs.
He's
Bad boy. Alright, I'm gonna have to call it a morning. My dog has too much energy and needs to be watched right now. He's just nonstop getting into trouble. Jax. But solid live trade this morning. Besides CYN, there's nothing really else going on. We'll update any tickers on Twitter, and we'll let you guys know when we're going to go back on live. So, great morning. We'll see you guys later. Jax, you're wild.